Welcome to the Songs and Stories podcast. On today's show, my special guest is musician, singer-songwriter, and much, much more, RJ Kaneao. Welcome to the podcast, RJ.
Hey, how you doing? Aloha.
Yeah, so glad you could be on the show today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Why don't we start out with a brief overview of your music career, how you got started, your inspirations, and where you are today?
I started really young. I can actually remember the first time I was on stage. I was like 4 years old.
All right.
And I was performing Rhinestone Cowboy.
The Glenn Campbell song.
Yeah, Glenn Campbell. Jeez. And then it went on until I was like 8 or 9 years old, and then I started getting into Michael Jackson. I was around music all my life with all my cousins playing music, and my parents, especially my mom, used to run on beauty pageants in Honoka'a. I was around stages and shows being put together all my life, so it's kind of like a natural progression into being on the stage. But when I first told my parents, they were like, yeah, we're going to put him on the program and see if he actually does it, see if he'll chicken out. But I did it. I did Billie Jean.
Does that exist on video or audio anywhere?
I think they might have it on VHS.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It might be somewhere. I know my parents, every time family would come over or like friends, from the music business would come over, they'd take them in front of the old TV with the VHS on it. Embarrass me. Or girlfriends that was the worst.
Parents are always like that.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, and then they'll show them the trophy collection and be like, yeah, that doesn't mean it. Right.
Show me the video again, yeah.
Show the video.
Besides reggae music in your catalog, there's also some great blues recordings.
Thank you.
How do you make the connection there?
I stayed in island music for a long time. I was from 2000 until maybe like 2012. I was recording island reggae because that was the first thing growing up in Hawaii. That's what you heard all the time, and the progression from stuff like Peter Moon and Kalapana into reggae was like a natural progression for all island kids. Like that's why we pick up on it so well. I always listened to blues and like rockabilly stuff when I was younger too, like everything from Muddy Waters, Elvis Presley to Buddy Guy. My dad was a Marine. He's a retired Marine, so he had all this kind of stuff. And I knew all the words growing up, but I always thought I was a guitar player, but I didn't really think my talents were good enough to get out there. But in 2012, I kind of like, after releasing my fourth album, I kind of told myself, if it doesn't really work out, because I was struggling to get, radio play was a big thing back in 2012.
Yeah.
If I didn't get any radio play in Oahu, like I've been struggling to do all my recording career, try to find something else to do music-wise. I went to the NAMM show in 2013, and I just so happened to run into Uncle Willie K, who I kind of grew up opening for him here and there. My dad was the first one to bring him to Honoka'a and used to work with his promoter at the time. I watched him do at the NAMM stage in the Hilton in Anaheim. I watched him on the side of the stage. I sat on the stage because I had a bad knee and watched this man just kill it. Like everybody's jaws were dropped. So I was like, oh, yeah. And then I go, yeah, this is my uncle. Hawaiian style. Everybody's your uncle and your auntie.
Yeah.
I just told myself, I want to do this. I'm in love with the blues. I've always been in love with the blues, and then I finally told myself, go home, just do your thing, you do what you usually do when you learn something new. You just immerse yourself into it all.
Yeah.
And then for a couple of years, I just did that. And then I released my first single in 2015, a song called Singing the Blues. I think that radio station in Hilo plays it.
Oh, yeah. Nice. That's great.
Yeah.
Always nice to feel some local love from a radio station.
Yeah, it was weird
days,
because it's a rock station. And Chris Leonard, Chris Leonard?
Oh, yeah.
He's the guy who told me, let me listen to it. Let me see what we can do with it. He's like, okay, we're going to play it. And I guess they play it till this day because a lot of people, and I'm like, there's a whole album that followed that you can go check out. So, and that led into Genres of Soul. December 2017, we released that. That did well. It got the Nahoku for the R&B album of the year.
That's great.
And, it was a natural progression, but Uncle Willie K was like a big supporter and a big hype guy. He was like, "Hey, come on, you can do this."
That's great.
And he said it's going to change your life, and it did.
Speaking of progression, you've been signed to a major label, Sony and Dark Star Records. How did that feel?
Yeah, it was weird because I was with a manager for a couple years. He's a very big manager. His name is Doug Goldstein, and he did Guns N' Roses for 17 years, from the Appetite of Destruction all the way on.
Wow.
And we're still close friends, but we had to part business wise because he had some things that you're going through, and I really needed to get the album out. I put the album out with Bobby Pileggi, who's my publisher, with Sterling Publishing, New York. It did well, so I found a new manager who, her name is Max Wausau, and she's in a bunch of movies and stuff. And like Porky's, remember the movie Porky's?
Unfortunately, I do. Yeah.
Yes, she was in that.
Especially that one scene.
Oh gosh, yeah, ouch.
Well, we don't have to talk about that.
No, we don't have to. Now all the kids are be like, "Well, what are they talking about?"
I have to watch the movie now. Well, let's talk about one of the songs you sent up for us to check out. It's called "Ain't No Paradise." Tell me the backstory on that one.
That song came along right when the whole thing with Eric Gardner happened with the guy in New York. I can't breathe. That situation kind of rattled me big time, because I've been in the mainland and I've been stopped by law enforcement for nothing, just because I was driving a nice car or whatever it was. And I know the feeling, and it's not cool, and then I seen a lot of injustices happening here in Hawaii, and I'm like, everybody thinks this is paradise, but when you really look deeply, although it is beautiful, there's a lot of stuff going on here that's not very attractive either,
Right.
So I sing about it, and then that's how I kind of like get my ranting out.
Glad you did. Yeah. I mean, it deserves attention.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, let's give a listen to "Ain't No Paradise" here on Songs and Stories. And we're back on Songs and Stories with RJ Kaneao. And thanks for being on the show today.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.
Tell me about your songwriting process. Do you like to write solo or collaborate with others?
I have written with others. I've written with a guy named Mana Caceres that sings that song, Couldn't Take the Mana. Big hit back in like mid-90s or maybe late 90s, 2000s maybe. Most of the stuff I've done myself, full productions, like all of them was pretty much myself. All of the albums, all 5 albums so far has been all originals. I kind of pride myself in, doing that and not trying to bite somebody else and do a cover.
Right.
Unless it's really, really good, and my manager Max Waza tells me to. So then I'll do it.
Then you'll do it. The pandemic is huge this year, and it's affected a lot of people's music plans. Did it affect yours too?
Yeah, big time. First of all, the playing weekly. I've been playing like 5-6 days weekly. That stopped. I went back for like a month, and then I just got canceled last night again. I was doing one night a week, and then that got canceled last night. And touring stopped. I was supposed to finish the album and go back on tour. Yeah, I stopped touring because I was losing out on my son growing older, but now he's older, so I can go back out. But
are you working on anything music-wise for release later this year or next year?
Yeah. We're I'm halfway done with the album. I haven't really named it yet, but I usually name it and then work towards the name. I have like 8 tracks in the bag that I'll just have to go and mix down and send it off to mastering. But we're doing that. Universal has hopped on board with Sony, so
nice.
It's getting be careful what you ask for, kind of.
The pressure, huh?
Yeah, geez.
Yeah, that's good. Well, you had the honor to work with local Grammy Award-winning producer Charles Michael Brotman in your career here. Tell me about that experience.
It was, I was like fish out of water at first. I actually went up there just to view his studio, and he wanted to hear some demos, so he heard some demos, and then maybe like 2 weeks later, he's calling me back and telling me, hey, I have a record label that wants to sign you. He's very good.
He is.
That's the first thing I have to say. He has a really good ear. I also we still have a friendship, so whenever I see him, we talk a lot. When I won the Nahoku, the first thing he said was like, took you that long? But I never entered the Nahokus until that album, so I was like, okay, you got me, dude.
He's good. Yeah. Very encouraging, and he also places music in films and TV.
Yeah.
So it's not just about a hit record. It's finding other ways to make money in this strange business. Licensing and all that stuff is actually it probably pays more than doing the streaming if you can get on it. Yeah. My publisher now really pushes my stuff, and we got some stuff here and there, but you gotta have tough skin with that too, because Spotify doesn't pay anything, right?
Oh gosh, I think they do, but it's really minimal. I think it's like 6 cents per play, and you still got to split that 6 cents with your publisher and whoever else is involved. But luckily, it's just me and the publisher right now. But it's going to get bigger.
I don't think fans realize that. They just
yeah. And the whole thing about buying music, like a lot of fans really don't agree with buying music anymore because they don't have to. They can just go online and find it.
It's all free. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Well, tell me about another track you sent for us to share with our listeners. It's called All Night.
Oh, that was written back in, I think, 2010. That I actually did the music with this guy named Jason Tupuola Iono, who is the bass player for Anuhea.
Yeah.
And he was my bass player for a while, and now he's engaged and living in San Diego with Ilimalani McFarland, the Bellator champ girl. MMA. So he's living up in San Diego, so he's playing out there. Wanted to send some love to him. It's like my little brother, who's like a foot tall. He's like 6'4".
He's a tall guy,
I'm like
right?
6'1". Yeah, he's like 6'4", 6'5", and I'm like 6'1". I'm like, I feel like a little shrimp. But we did that one together, and I actually wrote that for an ex-girlfriend's birthday because I just snowballed.
That sounds like a complicated story.
Yeah, oh gosh, but we're still friends, and the song did very well. So.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
that's all. Let's give it a listen to now. It's called All Night here on Songs and Stories.
I got to tell you, baby, I will miss your pretty smile. It's been a while since you came around. We gotta find out a way we can work this out. Oh, I'm still in love with you, my lady. So please don't walk away and walk right out. Well, I hope you understand what I'm singing about. Well, it's all about love, all about you, girl. All night till the morning light. I'll tell you, girl, that this ain't no jive. I wanna be with you all of the time. Yeah. All night till the morning light. Tell your girl this ain't no jive. I think about you all of the time. Oh, well, when they tell you, baby, from the day that you sit by mine, oh, you've been on my mind. I'm thinking about you, girl, we need to spend some time. Oh, we need to tell you, girl, I love you. And this love will always stay. No matter what all people say. Well, I get down on my knees and I start to pray. All night till the morning light. Baby girl, all this ain't no jive. I think I found you all of the time. All night till the morning light. Well, girl, all this ain't no jive. I wanna be here till the morning light. Yeah, please don't walk out away. I wanna sing this all night for you, my baby. But please don't walk out away. I wanna sing this all night for you, my baby. All night till the morning light. Well, you think you're on this ain't no jive. I wanna be here till the morning light. Oh, all night till the morning light. Said again, said this ain't no jive. I think I found you all the time. Oh yeah, it be all night till the morning light. You take it wrong, this ain't no jive. I think I found you all the time. Oh, all night till the morning light. Said I know that this ain't no jive. Wanna be here all of the time. Yeah.
Over your career, you've worked with some of the music greats, either in the studio or on stage. Do you have a favorite memory that sticks out the most?
Billy Gibbons.
ZZ Tops.
Yeah, Billy. I first met him with Uncle Willie again at the 2014 Barbecue and Blues that Uncle Willie hosts in Maui every year. And I met him there shortly, but we played there together. And then 2 weeks later, I didn't get to get his contact info. And then 2 weeks later, I was so bummed about it. I ended up in Hollywood, like digging out from NAMM early with my friends. Tomi Isobe, you know, the guy that plays in Konosai.
Yeah, he's
Tomi and another guy.
He's been a guest on the podcast, yeah.
So we ended up in Hollywood. I wanted to show my own stomping grounds in Hollywood. I showed him and my tech at the time, this guy named Chris Arnold, originally from Memphis, but he was my tech at the time. We went over to Hollywood and we were crossing the street by Sam Ash and Guitar Center. And we walk in there and Billy's standing there. And I look at him, he looks at me, and he tells me, I got goosebumps. I'm like, why? He goes, I was just telling these guys that I was in Maui playing music with you and Uncle Willie. I'm like, no way. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's crazy.
Chicken skin.
And yeah, and then we're walking in right in the middle of Hollywood. But I call it the Hollywood magic. You know, things that had happened there. So he's the best one. I've worked with Bruno, Johnny Lang, Pat Simmons, you know.
Doobie Brothers, yeah.
Yeah. But my biggest impression is probably Billy, and then Mick, because Mick hits the drums so damn hard.
Oh, Mick Fleetwood, yeah.
Oh, he hits hard, but he's right in the pocket.
A good one to play with, yeah?
Yeah, jeez.
Well,
I didn't realize I was going to play with him, but I saw his set, and I'm like, oh, jeez, okay.
What was it like winning a Nahoku for your fifth album, Genres of Soul, and also being nominated for a Grammy?
Oh, that was cool. That was really cool. I couldn't I couldn't believe it. I didn't even know they called my name. I was sitting at the table just spazzing out, trying to block it out because I really thought I was going to lose. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, whatever. I got nominated. And then my mom goes, hello, you won. And I'm like, okay. And then that was a weird going up and talking on stage and seeing all these people you grew up watching just looking at you.
Well, surreal, huh?
Yeah. And I brought my son up with me because he co-produced and played a lot of the drum tracks on the album. So he was up there with me, and he's done a lot on the last album we're working on too now. But since Sony and Universal took over and he now has a baby, he's kind of busy. So. It's coming along, and it was crazy. And the whole thing with the Grammys, that's crazy too, because I already have 2 for working with the Smeezingtons. That's crazy.
What's next business-wise for you outside of music?
I want to do stuff. I want to do. I was thinking about doing a blues juke joint somewhere.
A club
kind
of thing?
Yeah, and then, having food. My son's into culinary now.
Here in the islands?
He's actually cooking at Kuleana, but he wants to go to school and do that.
All right.
So I told him, if you can do it, if you can get your schooling done, you can run the kitchen, man. Because he cooks a lot of great stuff. My weight is the proof.
It's the proof, huh?
Yeah, Corona diet.
So is it like Southern style or...
all kinds of stuff. He tries to hybrid a lot of things into each other. He's I've told him about all the foods I ate in the South, so he's tried some of those too.
Oh yeah.
So he's like, oh man. I'm like, yeah, anything but chitlins, man.
Yeah. There's nothing like Southern food.
Buddy guy he did feed me chitlins. He thought I wouldn't like it, but I turned around and told him, I used to go out with a Southern girl, and on top of that, I'm Filipino. I'm part Filipino, man. It's just like nothing.
What's the best way for folks to find your music and follow you on social media?
Most of it, I have IG, Facebook. They're usually under RJ.
Should they go to your website first?
Oh, yeah, I have the website. Sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah, it's RJ Kaneao, Kaneao music.com. And then I guess you can find all the links on there to go to wherever, IG, Twitter and stuff. Twitter's been really a pain. I have 8,000 or 9,000 followers that just disappeared.
Just disappeared?
Yeah. And my manager tried to find out. I tried to find out. And it's just gone.
Oh, boy.
And it's like, I know they're, if they were fake, then I wouldn't care, but they're real. So it's like, what am I supposed to do?
There's probably a way to get them back, or it's a glitch or something, yeah.
I hope. Well, one time 3,000 of them came back, and then I'm like, okay, maybe it's coming back, and then a month later it all disappeared again. What is going on? It's weird.
Well, I'm sure you'll get them back.
Hopefully, yeah.
Well, let's talk about the last song we're going to play on the show today. It's called "Ooh Now Girl." Would you like to say a few words about that track?
Yeah, it's off my third album, and it was actually a song I did. It was like an extra track. I needed one more song to fulfill the album. And I tried to do something easy that was kind of in the pocket with what everybody was doing. And it ended up being the biggest song on the album. And it's I think it went number 1 on what was that island station they had over here? I forget what it was named. Native FM for February to June. Wow. It was number 1. That's something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy, and we got a lot of good gigs out of that too. So it's just something that happened. Okay, cool.
Is it about some special girl or just a girl?
Just a girl. I mean, yeah, I use a lot of. I used to to do a lot of put in some words from my ethnicities, some Hawaiian words or Samoan words in there to blend in, the Polynesian aspect. I did that on that song, and I was sitting at an MMA fight one time in Kona, and this guy comes up and he goes, "Hey, I like that you put that Samoan word for girl." And I'm like, "Oh, wow, you actually picked that up." People usually just listen and not, pay attention too much.
Yeah, some fans really pay attention. That's good. Right?
Yeah, that's that was kind of like a wake up call. Okay, you start writing stuff that makes sense. Okay.
Well, mahalo for being a guest on the show today, RJ. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Let's close out with "Ooh Now Girl" here on Songs and Stories.
Yeah. Yeah. Now this one goes out to all my island girls out there. Yeah, you know who you are. I know we're bringing it back one more time. This is how we roll. Chance. Yeah. Girl, you are the sweetest thing I ever seen. Straight from the cover of a magazine. Me want to get to know you, do you notice me? No part-time love for me, the real thing. Me could be the kind of lover that you're waiting for. Take you for a walk on the long, long shore. And if you're gonna love me, I'm gonna love you more. Baby, just come and I'll take you away. Because I'm not done, you keep me here waiting for your love, for your love, for your love. Because I'm not done, I'm anticipating so much more, so much more. Well, my baby girl said you look so sweet, said me love your style and your smile's unique. When you rub my belly, make me feel irate, cause that's the kind of loving I need. Now tell me, pretty girl, will you be my queen and I'll be your king, if you know what I mean? Cause you are so fly, the queen of the sky. Girl, you are my fantasy, oh. Because I'm not done, you keep me here waiting for your love, for your love, for your love. Because I'm not done, I'm anticipating so much more, so much more. Because I'm not done, you keep me here waiting for your love, for your love, for your love. Because I'm not done, I'm anticipating so much more, so much more. Yo, I like the kind of girls from around the way. Say, hold up, show the hey, baby, what's your name? Yeah, I like to get to know you, but I smoke kind of shame. So tell me, Lele, do you feel the same? Yo, you're tasting better than a top class wine. Gotta find a way to make you mine, oh mine. Girl, you know you're simply divine. I know I wanna taste you all one more time. Because I'm not done, you keep me here waiting for your love, for your love, just for your love. Because I'm not done, I'm anticipating so much more, so much more, so much more. Because I'm not done, you keep me here waiting for your love, for your love, just for your love. Because I'm not done, I'm anticipating so much more, so much more. Because I'm not done, you keep me here waiting for your love, for your love. Because I'm not done, I'm anticipating so much more, so much more. Because I'm not done, you keep me here waiting for your love, for your love, for your love. Because I'm not done, I'm anticipating so much more, so much more.
Hey, what's good, everyone? This is Jazz Kaneao, and you're listening to the Songs and Stories podcast. Hey, please follow me and subscribe to my new YouTube channel at Jazz Kaneao, and also check out my new CD, Lo-Fi Grits, as well as other productions that I've done at jazztheproducer.com. As one Z. Peace.
Thanks for listening to Songs and Stories. You can find episodes on Apple Podcast and listen or download for free. New episodes are available every Thursday. Songs and Stories is produced by Big Island Music Magazine. Find us on the web at bigislandmusic.net. Be sure to follow us on Facebook. I'll see you next week on Songs and Stories. Aloha.